Welcome everyone to Learning with Rev. In this video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We are going to be using PC Part Picker to review the list of parts I will be using in my upcoming build. First of all, I am going to be using the Ryzen 5 3600 6-core processor. This is last generation's. The current version is the 5600X, which is about 15 to 20% faster. The reason why I chose this one is because it's $100 cheaper and a little easier to find than the 5600X. There has been a shortage of new parts, but used parts have been relatively easier to find. With that, it is a little cheaper to get a B450 motherboard. I'm going to be going with a micro ATX board and a micro ATX case, so that will fit into my onto my desk. And I chose this motherboard for a couple of reasons. First, it has decent I/O with USB 3.0 and 3.1, so you get some faster USB on there. And also, it has 4 DIMM slots. I'll be populating with 16 gigs of RAM, 2x8. If I ever want to upgrade that, I could just put 2 more DIMMs in to give myself 32 gigs without having to buy a whole new set. We have 2 full-size PCIe slots, so the GPU is going to go in this top one here, and then any other extra cards will go down here. And a lot of these micro ATXs come with 2 smaller slots, some of the 4X slots, and if I had a larger card, we may not be able to use all the bandwidth. So that is, and it has pretty good VRM cooling right here, which is not as important on this board, but thought it would be pretty important along with extra SATA ports for SATA data. Next, we have the Corsair Vengeance LPX16 2x8 kit of DDR4 3200 memory. Chose this for a couple of reasons. 1, it's simple. 2, it's cheap. And 3, it was on the qualified vendor list of our motherboard. It's often recommended that you make sure your memory is on the qualified vendor list. This means that the motherboard manufacturer tested that RAM out, and it definitely works with that board. So you can go on the ASUS website or whatever your motherboard maker website is and look at their qualified vendor list for the memory, and otherwise you shouldn't really have any trouble, but this ensures that it works. I'm not putting any new storage into my computer. I have storage from an old laptop, which I'll just be plugging right on in, so that will not be a problem. Next is the Gigabyte GeForce RTX 3060 12 gig card. A couple reasons why I bought this one. One, it has 12 gigabytes of VRAM, which is the most VRAM you will get out of a card that's reasonably priced, even at MSRP. So 3060 has 12 gigs, the 3060 Ti I believe has 8, and the 3070 also has 8, and the 3080 has 10 gigs of RAM. So this will be great for any machine learning I'll be doing. While it may not be the quickest, I have had more bottlenecks, more hard bottlenecks training neural networks because of VRAM issues. But speed will just slow us down a little bit. But if you run out of VRAM, you're going to have to write a bunch of new code to figure out how you want to batch your data differently, or you might be limited on how many networks you want to train at the same time. Previously, I've been able to train 2 networks at the same time on my current machine, just because of how much VRAM it's using with different configurations. But with 12 gigs of RAM on the card, I will be able to do much better than that. Next is the Fractal Design Meshify C Mini Micro ATX case. It's a little expensive for my build. It's about a $1,000 build. This is normally about a $100 case, but it is on sale right now. I like it for a couple reasons. One, the front is all mesh. It also has a glass side panel, and it has a basement for the power supply and any extra wires. It also has a pretty large right side panel that you can put all your cables in for your cable management, and has those rubber grommets, and it comes with 2 fans, one in the front and one in the back. For this being a mid-range build, I didn't want to spend a bunch of money on fans. This comes with 2 fans, and I have enough headers on my motherboard to handle them. And lastly, we have a 80 plus gold ATX power supply. First of all, it fits the micro ATX case, and 2, it's a little more power than necessary. I did some rough calculations, and my system should pull around 400 watts, maybe not at peak, but at like a current large draw. This gives me a little room to expand in the future for a few years down the road if I want to upgrade anything, and it's semi-modular. In this case, that means that let's see if we get a good picture here, that the 24 pin is hardwired in, but all the extra wires you can put in yourself. So we have 2 VGA wires, which are GPU wires. The 36 only needs 1 8-pin, but this gives the option for a second one if we upgrade to a larger card in the future. We have 2 CPU headers, 8-pin EPS headers. In the future we may need 2, but right now we only need 1. And it comes with 4 SATA ports. This is great because right now we will be using 2 of these SATA power drives to power our storage. In the future we can add additional. So this was just a review of the build and why I chose these parts for my upcoming build. This will make videos easier to make, and they will be higher quality since I will be making them on my own system. And I will make some videos going over how the system was set up and everything. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you learned something. If you have any comments, please put them in the description below. If you like this video, please like it. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.